Inventions that changed the world. Humankind has known a few extraordinary people in recent history whose inventions radically changed the face of the earth, fast-forwarding us into the future. Are you ready to discover the most remarkable inventions that changed the world and their inventors? Here we go. Number 1, electricity. There's no doubt that electricity has been the most important discovery in our recent history. The first person to have produced a steady electric current is Italian physicist Alessandro Volta, where the electrical unit volt comes from. He also created the first transmission of electricity. However, it was the English scientist Michael Faraday who created the first ever power generator, making it possible for people to actually electric power their homes in an ongoing way. Number 2, the light bulb. The discovery of electricity has opened the door to the American inventor Thomas Edison to take it even further and create something we know now as the incandescent filament light bulb. This happened somewhere around 1878, and although most people don't know, Edison was not the first ever to invent the light bulb, but what he did was invent the first practical bulb that would light for hours on end due to the incandescent filament technology. Thanks to his invention, people have defied going to bed when the sun goes down and become night owls every now and then. And we all agree this is fantastic, right? Number 3, the telephone. What would the world have been without the invention of the telephone? Well, thank God we had an Antonio Meucci, an Alexander Graham Bell, and a Thomas Watson in the 19th century, who took up this job to create the first ever electric telephone. There still is a great debate whether it was Antonio Meucci or Alexander Graham Bell who actually made this mighty invention. But one thing is for sure, the invention of the telephone was one of those inventions that really actually changed the human society for the better. Number 4, penicillin. Undoubtedly, the most important discovery in medicine award should go to Alexander Fleming, who discovered penicillin, the first ever true antibiotic. Penicillin was the first ever efficient cure for ingenuous disease, like gonorrhea, that was pretty fatal conditions before Fleming's discovery. The story says that Fleming discovered penicillin by accident, when a culture of his staphylococci was contaminated with a fungus as a result of an untidy laboratory. It seems that untidiness has its benefits after all. Number 5, the internal combustion engine. What would humankind have been without the invention of the internal combustion engine? In other words, the fuel engine. That this mighty invention pertains to Belgian Jean-Joseph Etienne Lenoir, who patented the first ever working gas engine around 1860. Of course, the internal combustion engine has been further refined and made even more efficient, and it was Nicholas August Otto who basically invented the 4-stroke engine cycle we know today. Number 6, the Internet. Last but not least, the Internet had to be included in our inventions that changed the world list. But I'm sure you agree. The first ever electronic computers date back to the 1950s, a time when computer scientists from all over the world were working on developing a new means of communication through computers. The first ever idea of the Internet arose in 1962 and is credited to Leonard Kleinrock. But from the idea to the Internet we so much enjoy today, there's been very many extraordinary people working on making it possible. And if it wasn't for the invention of the Internet, you wouldn't be listening to this YouTube video right now. And for that of computer, and for electricity. You catch my drift.